Hey folks, welcome back to another informational video with yours truly, Sam Healey. Today we're taking a look at this big fella right here, Star Wars Imperial Assault, Heart of the Empire. It's the new big box expansion that's coming out from Fantasy Flight for the aforementioned game. So what I'm going to do is basically just show you everything that you get in the box. Hopefully this will give you a better opportunity to see if you're going to make this purchase or not. Who are we kidding? You're probably going to make the purchase. But at least after having watched this video, you'll have further justification to do so. Hopefully. Let's get down to the table. So here we are. We're going to go through everything that you're going to get in the box as quickly as possible so that we don't bog down too much of your time. However, I do want to give you all of that pertinent information that I feel is necessary for you to make a better decision on whether or not you're going to purchase Heart of the Empire expansion for Imperial Assault. So, generally speaking, you're going to be getting no less than 43 map tiles, and these are just the larger ones that are going to be available to you. And of course, as always, they are double-sided. So as you can see, the artwork is what you can expect from Star Wars Imperial Assault, and they are looking pretty good as well. So that is the deal. Now, as you can see, there's not 43 of them out here. There are also probably, they're probably talking about all of these guys as well, all the connections and the corners and that type of thing as well, all of the end caps or whatever you want to call them. But you're going to be getting a whole bunch of those things in the box as well. You're also going to be getting a skirmish map sheet, which is pretty interesting. I mean, you're going to have two skirmish maps. You got the 30th floor plaza right here, and then on the other side you've got the temple gardens, and you're going to have no less than 4 skirmish rule cards that actually go with that as well. So, you know, just different ways that you can play skirmish. They do also have rules for 4-player free-for-alls and team matches with these 2 different sheets. As you can see, you have 1, 2, 3, 4 different deployment zones on these sheets. This one just has 2, I believe, but you get the idea. They're expanding the skirmish ideas that the game has as well. You're also going to be getting some power tokens. Now, these power tokens are something new with this expansion, and basically some cards in certain game effects are going to be instruct players to take these power tokens onto them, and when they do that, whether they're beginning to attack or if they're the target of an attack or something like that, a person can use this power token to boost whatever it might be. Like this will give you +1 damage, this will give you +1 surge, and so forth and so on. Now, the caveat being is that each character can only have at most 2 of these at any given time. So these are pretty cool power tokens. I've mentioned them in some of the other blister pack informational videos that I've done. So that's that. You do have some new condition tokens, and weakened is the new condition that that comes in this box, and it's a harmful condition, of course. It says, first of all, while attacking, apply -1 surge to the attack results. While defending, apply -1 evade to the defense results, and then discard the condition if at the end of your activation. So again, there is a new weakened special ability, or I'm sorry, condition that comes in the box, and you also get the tokens that come with that. You're also going to get these rubble tokens. Rubble tokens are tokens that are going to be used for denoting difficult terrain throughout the course of the different maps, and they do not stack upon other parts of the map that already have difficult terrain characteristics on it, but it's just simply, you know, if this is on this space here, then that space is considered to have difficult terrain, and so forth and so on. They also have these energy shields tokens, which are going to make it a little bit more difficult to draw a line of sight, and so forth and so on. So for example, if this energy shield is right here, and you have a couple of people, like one person here and another person here, with this wall corner right here. You cannot draw a line of sight between that. Additionally, you can't draw a line of sight through it this way. So that's another thing here. These energy shields are added to the game. Now, you also have a few things that are coming in as far as a figure cost. Everybody, you're probably familiar with the whole idea of a deployment card, and this is the figure's cost of the card right here. Well, they're going to have some new ones that come in with negative deployment costs. And basically these are also attachment skirmish upgrades. So a skirmish upgrade attachments, however you want to say it. So basically this one, for example, can only go on Chewbacca. And it's going to be -4 deployment cost. And yes, that does mean that that's basically going to give you 4 more points that you're going to be able to use while choosing your characters. So that's pretty interesting. This one only goes on to Han Solo, Scoundrel, and it gives you -2 deployment cost. And then you also have Driven by Hatred. This one's only for Darth Vader, Lord of the Sith, and it's -5 deployment cost. So the effects of these here, this one gives you +1, but you lose the brutality while attacking. You may reroll 1 attack die. At the end of each round, move up to 2 spaces. Then you may use Force Choke or perform an attack. When you declare this attack, remove 1 die from your attack pool. So that's Driven by Hatred. The Wookiee Avenger can only go on Chewbacca. +1 damage, you lose Protector while defending. Convert all blocks to evades. Then during the setup, search your command deck for your debts repaid. Reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. Then draw 1 fewer card into your initial hand. Then you have Rogue Smuggler here. This, of course, only goes on to Han Solo. You lose the Distracting trait while attacking. You may reroll 1 attack die. You can use Return Fire even if you suffered damage during the attack, and then exhaust this card at the end of the round to interrupt to perform an attack. All right, so these are special skirmish upgrade attachments that are also going to be giving you basically more points for deployment cost purposes. And then the obligatory, these are the characters that don't have models in the box shot. I've already gone over all of these guys in their own blister packs, but this is what you're going to be getting for their characters in the Heart of the Empire big box set. Now you'll see that Emperor Palpatine has his own little deck of cards here, and these are a new deck of cards called class cards, and these are simply cards that you're going to be able to purchase with experience points throughout the course of a campaign. So there are those. I don't want to show you too much of them because, quite frankly, I don't know what would be a spoiler or what wouldn't. But this is a new group of cards that would be called class cards that are available in the deck as well. So let's go ahead and get to some of the characters that actually have models. And so first and foremost, we have here the ATDP. It's a new walker for the Imperials. This guy's just here for scale, showing you how big this guy is. He's not necessary anymore. And so if you look at this guy, he is just a really neat looking model. I like the old Scout Walkers better, you know, the STs. I like those a little bit better. This one has more of an insect look to it, and I don't know, I just don't really like it. But it is, I mean, it's still cool, don't get me wrong, but man, is it kind of big and just, maybe I guess too machine-like. I don't know. I'm just making stuff up now. But anyway, the more important part is the actual deployment card here. So it's 9 points to add it to your army, and he is considered massive. And 1 surge will get you +1 damage. Another surge over here will get you Pierce 2. He has automatically +1 block and +3 accuracy, so that's pretty cool. Health down here is 16, speed 3, defending with 1 black die, attacking with the blue, red, and yellow. So that's pretty cool as well. His text box here has the Assault ability, which you can perform multiple attacks during your activation. And then it also has the Charge Generators ability. While attacking, if you have suffered fewer than 9 damage, apply +1 damage to the attack results, and you may reroll 1 attack die. Wow. So this guy is a nasty little individual, and he's there to make the Rebels' day somewhat less shiny. So that is the ATDP. And here you have the Riot Troopers, and of course they have different cards depending on what you're playing. If you have the Riot Troopers for the skirmish or for the campaign mode, and then of course the more strong versions of them for campaign and skirmish. Let's put those on the right side just because they are, you know, skirmish, campaign. That's how it goes. Anyway, the lighter versions of them over here cost 5 cost for their deployment. They're going to be Surge will give you +1 damage. Couple surges will give you +2, you know, respectively. Here they have stun batons. After you resolve an attack, if the target suffered any damage, it also suffers 1 strain. That's pretty cool. Shield at the end of your activation. If you have no block power tokens, you gain 1. So this is another part where those power tokens are coming into play. So if you don't have 1, you would gain 1, which makes them, of course, harder to hit later on. Down here, you have 5 health, 4 speed, pretty fast. And they're defending with 1 black die, and they're attacking with a blue and a red. So that's pretty cool. Over here, the campaign version, you're going to be doing the same thing for their ability bar here, but the text box is different. Crowd control. While attacking, you may apply -1 defense, -1 damage to the attack results. If you do, and the target suffers damage, it also suffers 1 strain. So there's a slight difference between the stun baton and the crowd control over here. Shield is the same, however, between Shield, however, is the same on both of these cards, and their characteristics down at the bottom are also the same. Over here, they're heightened versions, I guess you could say. This one, stun batons. It looks like, see, after you resolve the attack, if the target suffered any damage, it also loses a strain, which is the same here. Shield, same on both ones. And then here it says professional. While attacking, you may re-roll 1 attack die. So that's pretty cool. Surge is going to give you +1 damage, and then another surge will give you another +1 damage, and then they are also going to be affecting people with the weaken condition, as we went over a little bit earlier. Over here, crowd control looks like the same differentiation between these other small ones. Shield looks like it's the same, and professional is also the same, and the characteristics down here are the same as well for the campaign mode. So that is pretty cool. The actual model here is pretty neat. I like the stance, the shield. I like how it kind of looks like the face of a stormtrooper, or maybe even the face of an ATST. That's pretty neat. But again, these will be pretty simple, although white is always really hard to make it look not chalky. But you know, that's neither here nor there. But a neat model to boot. And here we have the Sentry droids. These are pretty neat looking models. I'll just go ahead and show you the model first off. They're pretty neat, to be very blunt about it. Almost has like a cross between a Stormtrooper and IG-88 feel to it. At least that's the feeling that I get. But I like the fact that they're just very menacing looking. They definitely don't look like the good guys. But there you have it. Pretty neat looking models. I think they'll be fun to paint as well. But here we have the Sentry droid, the lesser version of it. 1 surge, get you +1 damage. 1 surge, get you +1 accuracy. Surge, get you 2 pierce. Then here, as an action, you can do multi-fire, which means perform 2 attacks. Each attack must have a different target, however, and you apply -1 to each attack's results, -1 damage. So that's pretty cool. You can attack different, models, although the attack's going to be a little bit less. Here it says charged shot. You can also use this as an action. Perform an attack, apply +2 accuracy to the attack's results. So you're taking a little bit more time to make sure you hit. Targeting computer. This is always in effect. While attacking, you may re-roll 1 attack die. That's pretty cool as well. They're rolling 2 green dice for attack, defending with 1 black, and then they also have a health of 5 and a speed of 4. So pretty nasty combination there. The greater version over here, costing 10 to put them into your army. Surge is +1 damage, Surge +2 accuracy, and then Surge is Pierce 2. So that's pretty much the same except for that +2 accuracy there. Multi-fire, perform 2 attacks. That looks like it's the same as over here. And then charged shot gives you +2 accuracy, just like it does over here as well. Targeting computer, you re-roll 1 attack die. 8 health though. That's pretty interesting. And then you're getting an extra yellow die for attack. So you're basically paying 4 more in your deployment cost to get that +2 for his surge, so an extra +1 accuracy, 3 more health, and the extra yellow die there. So that's what that is. That is the Sentry Droid. And here we have the Clawdite Shapeshifters. And as you can see, they can be used in skirmish or campaign, doesn't really matter. But they also have these form cards. We'll go over those in just a few moments, but generally speaking, the lesser form of these shapeshifters, they're going to give you 6 health, 4 speed, and then they're also going to be giving you 1 defense die for black, and then you get a red and a green for attack. They also have shapes. It says when you are deployed, you may gain 1 form card of your choice from the supply. At the start of each round, you may switch your form card with 1 other form card of your choice. All right, so that's your special ability, which means you're going to be able to choose from turn to turn, from round to round rather, what form your shapeshifters are going to take into effect. And whenever you choose a form card, it basically gets added to the bottom of your deployment card. And all of these attributes are added to everything that's here. All right, so if you look here with the Senator form, it says as an action, you can conspire. So you roll your attack pool +1 yellow die for each surge result to a maximum of 3. You or an adjacent friendly figure gains 1 power token of your choice. So that's a pretty cool thing. In addition to that, they're also going to be getting +1 accuracy. A surge will allow you to recover 2 damage. A surge can also give you +1 damage. And then a surge also gives you the ability of gaining 1 power token of your choice. So that's the Senator form that is for these Clawdite Shapeshifters. You can also use the Scout form for the Clawdite Shapeshifters. Here, it says Rifleman, and it's a always on ability. When you declare an attack, replace 1 red die in your attack pool with 1 blue die. Then you also have the priority target special ability. Figures do not block line of sight for your attacks. Also going to give you +2 accuracy. A surge will give you Pierce 2. And then a surge can also give you +1 damage and +2 accuracy. So that's pretty nasty in and of itself. So that's the Scout Shapeshifter form. And then finally, the Street Rat form here gives you Assassin's Blade. So if you have a surge, you're able to use this. After this attack resolves, choose an adjacent hostile figure and roll 1 red die. That figure suffers damage equal to the damage results. So that's really, really bad. And then here it says Fleet. At the start of your activation, gain 2 movement points. So they're moving fast and they're causing a lot of damage. Well, possibly. You got to roll the die for it. Here, the surge is +1 damage, and the surge gets you gains 1 damage power token. So again, the street rat form, pretty nasty. Now over here, the Clawdite Shapeshifter, the text in the box is the same. You're gaining 2 health, and then you're also gaining a yellow die for your basic attack. And again, that's all of these form cards would be added to that. So this is an interesting little ability for these Clawdite Shapeshifters to be able to choose how they're going to go about each round and the different strategy that they're going to employ as well. The model themselves is a pretty neat model, kind of a static pose, but again, I'm a sucker for these long, flowy jackets and robes that Fantasy Flight likes to put on some of these characters. But a neat little character that is being added to the Bounty Hunter faction for Imperial Assault. I really like this a lot, and I think that they are a really neat addition. I can't wait to see what they're going to come up with next as far as these actual form cards are concerned. I hope they have other abilities. And here we have Drokata, the Demolitions Expert Wookiee that can be used in campaign or skirmish. And he also is going to have his own deck of class cards that he's going to be able to use if he spends experience points for them during that campaign mode. So that's something to keep into your line of thinking as well. His model is pretty neat. He is just ready for battle. He's got that grenade launcher. He's got a grenade in his hand. He has a whole bunch of grenades on his bandolier, or whatever you want to call it. So he is just brimming with a lot of explosives, and I like that. It's pretty cool. So that's cool. He also, here for 2 strain, he can choose a space within 3 spaces. Each figure and object on or adjacent to that space suffers 1 damage. Place a rubble token on the chosen space, limit once per activation. So that's those rubble tokens coming back into your thought processes there. Here it says dispersal shot with, while attacking with a ranged weapon, you may apply -1 damage and +1 surge to the attack results. So that's pretty nasty, pretty cool. Here he's going to be getting 13 health, endurance 4, speed 4, defense, black die, and all of these different dice that you're going to be rolling down here. Over here, his deployment card costs 9 to put him into your army. He's going to give you +1 damage, +1 accuracy, and +1 block. And then for a surge, you get +2 damage. Demolish. Once during your activation, you may choose a space within 3 spaces and line of sight. Each figure on or adjacent to that space suffers 1 damage. So it's pretty similar to the Demolish ability over here. And then down here, well, except for the fact that he says, then place a rubble marker in that space and you suffer 1 strain. So instead of spending 2 strain, he's only having to suffer 1 strain over here. Over here, if you get a surge, you do have some shrapnel ability. Choose 1. This attack gains blast 2 damage. Or after this attack resolves, if it did not miss, each figure and object within 2 spaces of the target suffer 1 damage. So you can do blast 2, or everything within that blast radius gets plus 1 damage. He has 12 health, 4 speed, defends with 1 black die, and attacks with 1 blue, green, and yellow die. So definitely a force to be reckoned with. That's Drokata. And here we have Khotin Faralo, a Rebel Quartermaster, and this model is pretty cool. I like the braid coming down the back of the head there, pretty neat. And the hand actually looks pretty good. Not a whole lot of flash on it, so it looks pretty good. It's very similar to the picture that was used to denote it, so very good job on the sculpting there. Like that a lot. And I think it's a good model. I like it. She also has her own, well, he or she, I can't tell. I apologize for that, but I just can't tell. The class deck that is going to be coming in now with the experience points for a campaign mode, he or she, can't really tell. It looks like a she in the face, so I'm going to go with she, but I don't know. You can help me. Over here, Khotin is going to cost 7 to go into your army. Surge, +2 damage. And then a surge also can give you +1 accuracy if you so desire. Armored arms distribution. At the start of your activation, you may choose another friendly figure within 3 spaces. That figure gains a +1 power token and for damage, and then a block power token, one or the other, not both. Here, dead precise. When another friendly figure within 3 spaces spends a power token while attacking, apply -1 defense or block miss to the defense results. So that's really cool. You're really helping people achieve their targets. Professional, you can re-roll 1 attack die while attacking. Over here, arms distribution, it looks pretty similar to what we just talked about over here, except here you have to use a strain to do that. Use at the end or the start of your activation. You gain 1 damage power token or 1 block power token. Then another figure within 3 spaces also gets that. So that's pretty cool. So this one is for you and somebody else. This one is for just yourself. Stockpile, when a friendly figure within 3 spaces interacts with a crate, that figure may draw 5 supply cards and choose 1 non-valuable card to keep shuffling the others back into the deck. Campaign mode here, you're getting 12 health, 4 endurance, 4 speed, defending with black, and you have all these guys down here as far as those different dice are concerned. So that is Khotin Faralo. And so here we have Jared Kelvin with Jax. Now Jax is a companion. There are other companions, another companion that comes in the box though. It's called 88Z, and he has his own little token as well. And then he is actually an Imperial companion, however. He also comes with his own little class deck as well. So there is that. 88Z, we'll get back to Jared and Jax here in a little bit. You're going to have +1 evade or +1 miss. He is mobile. And then he has Pierce 1 and +2 accuracy inherently. A Surge will get him +2 more accuracy. He has Harris. For his Surge, it says, if this attack does not miss, the target suffers 1 strain. He also has this remote ability, which says you are not an Imperial figure for mission rules. So that's important as well. He has 4 health, 3 speed, and attacks with 1 yellow die. So this is the Imperial companion, 88Z, and this is the Rebel counterpart, Jax 7. So there you have that. Now, back to Jared Kelvin here. He has Droid Mastery, so basically for 2 strain, use during or immediately before your activation. If Jax is not on the table, you put him into play in an adjacent space, and then Jax will activate either at the start or the end of your activation. He also has this ability called Parry. When defending, you may exhaust one of your melee weapons to apply +1 block or +1 evade to the defense results. So that's pretty cool. Over here, he has +1 damage and +1 evade inherently. A Surge can get you either Pierce 2, gain +1 damage to power token, or +2 damage outright. For an action, he can do a Leaping Slash, where you move up to 2 spaces, then perform an attack. And then the Droid Master is very similar to this one over here. He's going to give you 7 health, 5 speed, defend with 1 black die, and then attack with 2 yellow. So again, Jared Kelvin also comes with his own deck of class cards that you use for purchasing with experience and so forth and so on. So pretty neat little character here. And then finally, you're going to be getting 6 agenda cards to use during campaign play. You're also going to be getting these 4 different skirmish mission cards that you're going to be using. You're going to be using 2 for the Temple Garden map, and then 2 for the 30th Floor Plaza map. That comes, as I showed you before, on either side of this paper here, like so. And then you're also going to be getting no less than 15 different story missions that you're going to be able to go through that are also in the back of the book. And you're also going to be getting a bunch of different reward cards. You're also going to be getting a whole bunch of different item cards. And then you're also going to be getting a whole bunch of other kinds of supply cards as well. 3 of them here to be exact, 9 of these, and then a good number of these as well. Then the command cards, you're also going to be getting a bunch of good command cards in there as well to be used with your different new characters and so forth and so on. So a lot of good stuff that's going on here as well. Of course, with the back of the book here, you also have, I'm not going to show it to you, but just a little bit of extra information that's going on here. You have the different Heart of the Empire campaign, the fact that there's no specific time period, agenda cards, and so forth. Just a few extra little things here. And then it tells you, of course, to stop before you read any further. So I'm not going to show you all that other good stuff. Just notice that there are 15 different missions in this expansion. So that is Star Wars Imperial Assault Heart of the Empire. Again, like I said, I haven't used all of this stuff yet. I'm just showing you what is in there so that you can make hopefully a better informed decision before purchasing. I do like some of the stuff that's here, and I'm very looking forward to hopefully getting it to the table here pretty soon, at least in skirmish mode, so I can try out some of those new abilities that really look interesting. I really like those Claudite shapeshifters. I like that ability to switch forms in between rounds. I like that. I don't know, it just seems pretty cool to me. And let's face it, a demolitions expert Wookiee. Yeah, baby. That's pretty cool. Anyway, without further ado, I'm going to let you get on out of here. Hopefully, I've done my job. I've told you what you're getting in this expansion so that you can make that better purchase. We'll see you guys on the flip side.